Day, and what has been the longest election cycle, certainly of my lifetime. I don't know how you're all feeling, but let me know. Leave me a comment during this broadcast. How are you feeling ahead of this election? We've got 24 hours left until Election Day. 2 more full days of voting, and there are races happening not just at the presidential level. There are down ticket races happening all across the country that will be important to watch. We've got 23 Senate seats being defended in the United States Senate, with Democrats looking to flip control of the Senate in this election, and the United States House of Representatives, the Democratic majority is holding on and defending that majority. And then all across the country, we've got really important district attorney races. Eliza Orlins in New York, and in Los Angeles, George Gascón is challenging incumbent Jackie Lacey in what is being called one of the most important races in the country, and the most important district attorney's race in the country. So I'll be joined by Los Angeles County District Attorney candidate George Gascón this morning to talk about that race with just 24 hours left to go. This is the AM Report. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the AM Report. I'm Alex Mahajer, and I'll be joined in a moment by George Gascón. He's the candidate for Los Angeles County District Attorney. He is running against embattled incumbent Jackie Lacey, and we're going to talk to him about Black Lives Matter protests, the reforms that are needed in criminal justice and policing, and I'm very excited to have him with just 24 hours left before the election day. But we got a lot of headlines to cover this morning. First, 95 million Americans have already voted with only 1 day left until Election Day, according to the U.S. Elections Project. This has broken all records with regards to early vote, and there is a projected record turnout overall. We're projecting the largest turnout since 1908. The U.S. coronavirus death toll has topped 232,000 deaths, with over 9 million confirmed cases in the United States. The weekly averages and daily averages have reached record levels. Donald Trump is signaling that he will fire Dr. Anthony Fauci after the election. He said this at a campaign rally last night in Florida, when crowds were chanting, "Fire Fauci." I'll note Dr. Fauci is one of the most respected public health experts in the country, with a 67% approval rating. Federal agents are building a large, non-scalable fence around the White House ahead of election night. Is he worried about people getting in, or is he worried about about himself being voted out? We're still not sure. Needless to say that this plays into the narratives that there's going to be chaos on election night, though I'm still not certain about that. And the Texas Supreme Court has denied attempts by the Texas Republican Party to throw out 127,000 votes in Harris County, which is the county that includes the city of Houston, a very Democratic-leaning city. The case will go up before a federal judge today. And I'll note that the challenges to this law are because Harris County implemented something called drive-through voting, which is not the same thing as curbside voting. This is merely where you drive through a location, vote from your car, but the entire location is set up to be a polling location that you drive through. Now, the Texas Republican Party is claiming that this is not acceptable because they are saying that people's cars are now becoming polling locations, which is just flabbergasting. And one of the reasons that the Texas Republican Party may be very concerned and trying to bring this, disenfranchise these voters, is that it looks like there's a incredible turnout in the state of Texas. In the liberal counties and the Democratic-leaning counties, turnout exceeds by 115 to 20 to 130%. In Harris, Travis County, the Rio Grande Valley, El Paso, the turnout has far exceeded the 2016 total turnout, and that's just in the early vote, with Election Day still to come. So Texas is now a state to watch. A poll this morning from the Morning Consult showed that Texas, Joe Biden and Donald Trump are tied, virtually tied in Texas. So Texas is a state to watch. I'll also note that because of Texas's prohibitive mail-in voting laws, they don't really practice absentee voting, that we'll have Texas election results on election night. And if that state were to flip, Joe Biden would become president-elect on election night, and we could perhaps avoid all of this doom and gloom chaos that people are projecting. But I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about George Gascón. He's the candidate running for Los Angeles County District Attorney. He's going to be here with me this morning. Now, media outlets from coast to coast have called the Los Angeles District Attorney's race between incumbent Jackie Lacey and her challenger, Mr. Gascón, the most important DA's race in the country, with the LA Times going so far as to say that it is the next important race in the country after the presidential election. And that's with good reason. The LA District Attorney's Office is far and away the largest local prosecutorial agency in the United States, and the practices established by the LADA have the potential to influence justice policy across jurisdictions in America. So these Black Lives Matter protests that really started in earnest in May after the murder of George Floyd, in response to the murder of George Floyd, have really, they've shined the light on the need for criminal justice reform and policing reforms. So it is my pleasure to welcome George Gascón to the broadcast. And here's our conversation that we had just a little bit earlier. And that was my conversation with George Gascón, Los Angeles County District Attorney candidate. One day left until Election Day. And it has been a pleasure to do this broadcast every morning. And I just wanted to say, with one day left, I've had the great honor of interviewing for the last couple months candidates who really deserve your vote and who want to represent people for the people, by the people, and bring back decency to government and bring back sanity to government. And those candidates include Adam Christensen in Florida's 3rd Congressional District, Cindy Banyai in Florida's 19th, Devin Pandy in Georgia 9, Shannon Freshour in Ohio's 4th Congressional District, Jillian Freeland, Colorado's 5th, Phil Eyre in Florida's 1st, and Mia Mason in Maryland's 1st Congressional District. Mia Mason in Florida's 1st Congressional District. An absolute pleasure to interview those candidates in districts that are deep red, but they're looking to come in and to change and to create some change, and they deserve your attention. So one more day until Election Day. Let us know what you think in the comments of the broadcast. If you like this broadcast and you're watching on the HAPS app or the HAPS website, you can give me a little award. Click the award button. Let me know what you thought of the broadcast. Nifty little feature that you can use. This has been the AM Report for HAPS News, the network of now. I'm Alex Mahajer. We are live every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, with all of your quick political news and headlines to get your day started right. If you like this content, if you like this journalism, please consider sponsoring it. Visit me at haps.tv/@Alex and buy me a cup of coffee, because I may need it. Thanks so much for joining, and we will see you all tomorrow.